very much so.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
The royal family has faced scandal after scandal, but nothing comes close to the seismic shock shaking Buckingham Palace right now. Queen Camilla, yes, the very same Camilla Parker Bowles, who once stood at the center of the most explosive love triangle in modern history, is now facing the gravest accusation imaginable: murder. And not just any accusation. This time, it's official. A conviction. A verdict that could change the future of the monarchy forever. How did the Queen Consort of the United Kingdom find herself in the center of such a dark and chilling storm? What secrets were buried so deep that only now, decades later, they've clawed their way into the light? And most crucially, what does this mean for King Charles, Prince William, and the entire royal institution? We are about to tear through a web of secrets, political sabotage, royal jealousy, and decades-old resentment. This isn't just another royal scandal, it's a reckoning, one that could mark the dramatic downfall of a queen and the end of a monarchy. The shock verdict. The world watched in disbelief as the verdict was read: guilty. Camilla, Queen Consort of the United Kingdom, now stands convicted of murder. A revelation that has not only shaken the monarchy to its core, but also sent shockwaves through every corner of British society. For decades, Camilla maintained an image of resilience, discretion, and royal duty. But behind palace walls, a chilling truth was buried, one that traces back to a glamorous yet volatile figure, Lady Arabella Wentworth. Lady Arabella was no stranger to royal circles. Elegant, influential, and deeply entwined with the aristocratic elite, she was a known confidant of Charles during the most turbulent years of his marriage to Princess Diana. When Arabella vanished without a trace in the early 90s, rumors exploded: drug abuse, an affair gone wrong, or perhaps even suicide. Yet no charges were ever filed, and the case was quietly forgotten, until now. Newly surfaced evidence reopened the investigation, and what prosecutors uncovered painted a damning picture of Camilla. Forensic teams matched her fingerprints to shards of glass found hidden deep within Highgrove's wine cellar. More damning still were Arabella's private diaries, long presumed destroyed, which described escalating tensions with Camilla, hinting at threats and veiled confrontations. But it was a series of audio tapes hidden in a locked drawer in Arabella's ancestral home that became the nail in the coffin. In them, Arabella can be heard arguing with a woman whose voice experts identified as Camilla's. The tapes end abruptly, chillingly, mid-confrontation. The prosecution argued that Camilla saw Arabella not just as a rival, but as a dangerous liability. Arabella's growing closeness to Charles and her unfiltered knowledge of royal indiscretions posed a threat to Camilla's long-term ambitions. By eliminating Arabella, Camilla removed the one person who could derail her path to power. Now, with a guilty verdict rendered, the monarchy faces an unprecedented crisis, one not of scandal or scandalous headlines, but of outright criminal conviction. What the jury heard left the courtroom in stunned silence. They weren't just sifting through speculation. They were handed a bombshell treasure trove of evidence, sealed away for decades, until now. All thanks to a whistleblower from within the palace walls, a former royal aide whose identity remains unknown. This mysterious figure delivered an entire box of suppressed documents to Scotland Yard, shaking the foundations of the royal institution. Inside that box, a chilling letter written by Arabella herself. In her trembling handwriting, she confessed she feared for her life, hinting that someone close to the crown wanted her silenced. Jurors also examined a blood-stained scarf, torn at the edges, with forensic experts confirming traces of Camilla's DNA. But it didn't stop there. Surveillance footage from a secluded royal estate showed a shadowy figure matching Camilla's frame slipping through the back gardens at exactly 3:12 a.m., just hours before Arabella was found unconscious. The prosecution wasted no time painting Camilla as a calculated puppet master, hiding in plain sight, a woman who used royal privilege like a shield, until it shattered. Then came the twist that rocked the courtroom. The defense didn't deny Camilla was there. They claimed she acted in self-defense, arguing that Arabella had threatened to expose scandalous tapes involving Prince Charles. But for the jury, it was too little, too late. The evidence pointed not to a desperate reaction, but to a premeditated plan, a chilling tale of manipulation, silencing, and escape. One where the royal mask slipped just long enough for the world to see what might really go on behind the palace doors. And in that moment, history was no longer written by the victors, but whispered by those brave enough to tell the truth. Silence or strategy? The royal family's reaction to the verdict wasn't loud, it was thunderously quiet. Buckingham Palace issued a cold one-line statement. The royal household acknowledges the outcome of the trial and continues to support the king during this difficult time. No mention of Camilla. No show of solidarity, no royal title. Just a strategic omission that spoke louder than any denial ever could. Behind the gilded gates, insiders say King Charles III is devastated. But it's not just about heartbreak. Palace sources whisper of a deeper fear. If Camilla decides to speak out, the monarchy itself could crumble. After all, who knows what secret she's tucked away after decades behind palace walls? Princess Anne's reaction reportedly bordered on indifference. She's said to have muttered, "This was inevitable," during a private family meeting. Cool, blunt, and unsurprised. Typical Anne, but telling nonetheless. And Prince William? He's gone radio silent. Rumor has it he's completely banned any mention of Camilla within his home. No discussions, no questions, just a total blackout. His focus now seems locked on protecting the future image of the crown, with no room for scandal. Then there's Harry. According to sources, he wasn't shocked at all. He knew something dark was always there, one insider claimed. His distance from royal life may have given him the clarity others refused to face, until now. So is this royal silence a sign of mourning, or is it a carefully coordinated survival strategy? Because when the House of Windsor is at risk, it's not about love, loyalty, or justice, it's about self-preservation. And right now, every glance, every whisper, every silence feels like a move in a dangerous game of royal chess. Camilla's secret past. Camilla's past has always been cloaked in mystery. But now, that mystery is starting to look more like a cover-up. For years, royal insiders dismissed the whispers, the vanished friends, the subtle power grabs, the carefully orchestrated press leaks that always seemed to benefit her, especially during the turbulent years of Diana's public battles with the crown. But in light of the recent trial, everything is being re-examined, with brutal intensity. Camilla's long history of strategic manipulation is no longer just royal gossip, it's potential motive. Several former confidants who were once in her inner circle reportedly distanced themselves before quietly vanishing from public life. And while none of it raised red flags back then, it's hard not to connect the dots now. A pattern is emerging, one where threats to her carefully curated image are eliminated one by one. But the real shock, Lady Arabella was no ordinary socialite. She was once engaged to a senior royal, someone high enough to be in direct line to sensitive information. Even more chilling, her family maintained close ties to British intelligence. We're talking MI5-level connections. If Arabella had access to secrets the firm didn't want exposed, it changes everything. This wasn't just palace drama, this could have been a preemptive strike, a silencing. And Camilla? She always knew how to play the long game. Keeping Charles loyal, reshaping public opinion, and possibly, just possibly, removing the pieces that threatened her power. The palace may have buried the past, but the dirt's starting to shift, and what's being uncovered could blow the entire royal narrative to pieces. Conspired theories explode. The conspiracy machine is in overdrive, and the royal family is right at the center of it. Across TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter, theories are exploding like wildfire. Hashtags like #CamillaConvicted, #RoyalCoverUp, and #Justice for Arabella are dominating the digital conversation. But this isn't just about one woman anymore. Many believe Camilla is merely the face of something far more insidious. One of the biggest theories making waves? The Windsor Pact. Allegedly, it's a secret agreement between high-ranking royals to shield one another from scandals, no matter the cost. Leaked whispers suggest it's been in place for decades, with hush money, false narratives, and controlled media campaigns used to bury the truth. Then there's Operation Obsidian, a rumored vault of confidential palace files detailing every scandal involving senior royals since 1952. Think affairs, financial bribes, secret medical records, the works. No one's seen these files, but many believe they're real, and potentially damning. But perhaps the most chilling of them all? The Diana dossier. According to internet sleuths, Princess Diana compiled a document in the final years of her life, cataloging the people she believed were conspiring against her, including, yes, Camilla. The dossier supposedly named high-ranking figures and outlined a pattern of surveillance, manipulation, and psychological warfare. And just when you think it couldn't get darker, two former palace aides who were scheduled to testify during the trial mysteriously died months beforehand. One in a car crash, another from what was reported as natural causes, both within weeks of each other. Coincidence or cleanup? With every passing day, more people are beginning to believe that what we're seeing isn't justice. It's a glimpse into the deepest, darkest secrets of the most powerful family in Britain. And the internet is demanding answers. The fall of a queen. Camilla's downfall isn't just legal, it's royal, personal, and total. With her conviction locking in a potential life sentence, her legal team is scrambling to invoke royal immunity, a once untouchable concept now under fire in Parliament. Politicians are clashing over whether the crown should be allowed to shield someone found guilty in a court of law. But as the debate rages, the public's mind is already made up. Camilla has been effectively erased. Her name has vanished from official royal websites. Royal aides have been quietly removing her portraits from the halls of Windsor and Clarence House. Galas and charity events once held in her name, cancelled without a trace. The silence is louder than any press release. It's a digital and symbolic purge. Inside sources claim that King Charles has privately consented to strip her of the title Queen Consort. The discussions are tense, but the message is clear. She is no longer welcome among the royal elite, and exile is on the table. Balmoral Castle has been floated as a possible location, not for retreat, but for confinement. A secluded, heavily guarded existence where she'll be kept far from the cameras, the public, and the throne she once fought so hard to reach. The fall is staggering, from the highest echelons of royal power to near-total disgrace. Once seen as the woman who finally gave Charles happiness, Camilla is now the face of scandal that could haunt the monarchy for generations. No farewell tour, no grace period, just silence, shame, and shadows. This isn't just the end of her reign. It could be the beginning of a full-blown royal reckoning, because if Camilla can fall, who's next? Princess Diana's shadow looms large. Princess Diana's presence is everywhere right now, not in body but in spirit, in memory, and in the burning questions she left behind. As Camilla faces the fallout of her conviction, the public can't help but look back at Diana, the woman who was cast aside, ridiculed, and isolated while Camilla was quietly elevated. Diana once famously said, "There were 3 of us in this marriage." And now, that third person is a convicted murderer. It feels to many like justice is finally circling back. Across the UK, candlelight vigils are popping up outside Kensington Palace. People are laying flowers, lighting candles, and leaving handwritten notes with messages like, "We never stopped believing you." For Diana's supporters, this moment isn't just about Camilla, it's about vindication. Clips from Diana's Panorama interview are going viral again. In one, she warns of the coldness of the institution. In another, she hints that the truth will come out one day. That day, many believe, is now. Fans are even revisiting her old letters and diaries, many of which hinted at paranoia, fear, and betrayal. At the time, some dismissed her as unstable. Now those same writings feel like a chilling premonition. Diana's shadow looms large over the monarchy, And in the wake of this scandal, it's more powerful than ever. She is once again the symbol of what was lost, what was silenced, and what the crown tried to bury. But no ghost stays quiet forever. Now, as Camilla's legacy lies in ruins, Diana's image rises stronger than ever, a queen in the hearts of the people, whose truth is finally being heard through the noise of a collapsing dynasty. What happens next? The road ahead is a storm of uncertainty, and the monarchy is standing right in the eye of it. Camilla's legal team is already preparing to file an appeal, but legal analysts say the chances are slim. The evidence presented in court was damning: physical proof, surveillance footage, and a paper trail of manipulation that even the best PR machine couldn't spin. Still, a retrial could take years, keeping the scandal in the headlines and dragging the royal institution through endless mud. And while Camilla's future is being decided in court, the real pressure is mounting inside Buckingham Palace. All eyes are now on King Charles. Whispers of abdication are growing louder. Insiders say he's physically and emotionally drained, with some senior advisors privately urging him to step aside for the good of the crown. Could this be the moment Prince William steps up, not in a slow ceremonial transition, but in a rapid-fire handover meant to steady the sinking ship? If so, it won't be easy. The public is restless. Across the UK, protests are erupting outside royal residences, with chants demanding not just justice, but revolution. The hashtag #AbolishTheMonarchy is surging, and Parliament is under increasing pressure to investigate the full extent of royal cover-ups. One demand echoes above all others: open the royal archives. What secrets lie within those heavily guarded files? What more has been hidden, scrubbed, or rewritten over the decades? As faith in the monarchy plummets, transparency may be the only lifeline left. Because this scandal isn't just about Camilla, it's about the system that shielded her, the legacy that protected her, the silence that enabled her. No one knows how deep this goes, but the nation is bracing for impact. History is shifting in real time, and the royal family may never be the same again. Royal alliances crumble. Inside the walls of Buckingham Palace, royal alliances are crumbling fast. Sources say that the House of Windsor is deeply fractured. Once unified members like Princess Anne, the Duke of Edinburgh, and even Zara Tindall are reportedly distancing themselves from King Charles. The tensions are growing, and the most dramatic sign of this rift? Prince William. Rumor has it that William has flatly refused to speak to his father unless Camilla is permanently exiled from royal life. Behind the scenes, the royal court is undergoing a silent but significant shift. Courtiers who have long been loyal to Camilla are quietly being pushed out, while King Charles's top advisors are being replaced with members of William's inner circle. It's clear, Charles is losing control of the palace. Some insiders are even whispering about a soft coup. Instead of a dramatic abdication, a quiet power restructuring could be taking place. Prince William and Kate could emerge as the new faces of the monarchy, with Charles sidelined into a more ceremonial role. It's a move that would secure stability, and perhaps even public sympathy, but it's all about survival now. The monarchy is navigating uncharted waters, and its survival depends on how quickly it can reorganize, reassess, and rebuild its fractured foundation. The public speaks. Outrage, shock, and satisfaction. The streets of London are buzzing with protests, memorials, and celebrations. Yes, some are cheering Camilla's downfall, calling it overdue. Others are mourning the loss of royal integrity, questioning how someone accused of murder could rise to the title of Queen Consort. Opinion polls show a staggering drop in support for the monarchy, down 47% in just a week. And more than 60% of Britons now support removing royal privileges and immunity from all family members. This isn't just about Camilla anymore, it's about accountability, justice, and whether the British monarchy can ever be trusted again. This moment will be remembered as the day the monarchy was brought to its knees by a truth too dark to deny. Camilla, once the Queen Consort, now sits convicted of murder, her legacy tarnished, her future erased. But the shockwaves of this trial are only beginning to ripple across the royal family, the public, and the entire nation. Do you think justice was truly served? Or is this just the beginning of a far deeper, darker unraveling within the royal machine? We want to hear your voice. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the monarchy can survive this? Or is it time for a full royal reckoning? If you found this story jaw-dropping, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because trust us, the royal drama isn't over yet. Not by a long shot. Until next time, stay alert. The crown may shine bright, but in its shadow, secrets still fester.